Fair use, fair use. Got to say that a dozen times so you don't get a copyright claim. Laverne police sex scandal. You got to hear this story, bro. The state of Tennessee fired 5 police officers and suspended 3 for a crazy sex scandal. You got to hear this story, man. This is crazy. This is when simping goes wrong, B. You can't simp, B, over these scallywags, man. Check it out.
Shocked and disappointed. That's the word from one city leader as several Laverne police officers are off the job, all linked to a sexual misconduct scandal. Good evening, I'm Vicki Yates.
And I'm Rory Johnston. Yeah, tonight News Channel 5's Nick Barris shares the very latest developments as this and
All right. I'm trying to keep it as short and brief so I can do the commentary. But look at the scallywag to your left. Now look at all these simps to your right, B. Look at all of them. Look at all of them. That's crazy, B. All right, let's keep the story going, man. Let's keep the story going.
investigation continues.
Several Laverne
Fair
police
use.
officers here are caught up
Tennessee
in something of a
News
scandal.
Channel 5.
Everything from inappropriate sexual conduct, sexual harassment, lying, and word is, that's not the end of it.
Shocked and overall disappointed with our police department and what's happened.
Newly elected Alderman Kara Hobbs says since the story broke on Friday, she's been flooded with constituent calls.
It's been really frustrating from a leadership standpoint to have citizens' questions and concerns regarding this, and I'm learning the details right along with the general public.
Here's what we know. An internal investigative report documents explicit and graphic detail of officers involved in sexual misconduct, some of it happening while on duty and on city property. 5 have been fired. Patrol Officer Megan Hall, Patrol Officer Juan Lugo Perez, Sergeant Lewis Powell, Detective Seneca Shields, and Sergeant Henry Ty McGowan. 3 others have been suspended. K-9 Officer Larry Holliday, Patrol Officer Patrick Magliocco, and Patrol Officer Gavin Schulberl. Hobbs says details of the investigation made public so far have shaken public confidence in the PD.
There's definitely going to be a time period where we're going to have to really emphasize rebuilding the trust of our community. Yeah.
Police Chief Chip Davis issued a statement saying, in part, the actions of a few do not represent the entire department. The situation will be addressed internally, and that counselors are being brought in to help officers. He also says there is sufficient staff remaining to cover all patrol shifts. At this point, these are all internal police department violations, but I did talk to the Rutherford County District Attorney. He says at this point there's no evidence
Fair
of
use,
criminal
News Channel
activity,
5, Tennessee.
but it's something he will be watching very closely. Nick Barris, News Channel 5.
Predicts Essential Podcast, hate me and love me, there's no in between. So I'm back after the hiatus for the week. So you already know I got hit with a bam, strike. So it is what it is. I'm gonna try to keep this brief as possible. So you've seen the fucking video. Oh, it's terrible, bro. Simps caught simping in the police department. You have a scallywag for an officer. She's really nothing to look at. I don't care if you put her in makeup or whatever. She's only good for the night. But you dudes act like she was a bust down, bro. She's going to put your career at risk, which she did. They fired the 5 officers, which was including her, but suspended 3. Not saying, I'm not going to say anything about race or whatever. I'm not going to be that shallow about the situation. But 5 officers that worked hard for their careers, which was a commanding officer, looked like he was a lieutenant, a detective, which I know he had to take goddamn tests for. You created your strive to go to the stratosphere, to the atmosphere, to the above the stars or whatever, right? And you let a scallywag bring you down. So you telling me she was so enticed by the men wanting her and knowing she was a scallywag? See, this is the problem with men. And I understand the passport bros movement. You can't deal with women that you work with, especially if they're in your chain of command. That's number one. If you're her boss or you're the subordinate and she's the boss, you're going to be put in some type of situations coming ahead. Second of all, you act like you ain't had no vagina before, bro. What is wrong with y'all? I'd have seen that. I said, oh, you let him hit? Nah, we good. Pass the buck on that, because I don't want to get caught in a scandal that can make me lose my job and lose my fucking credibility to get another job. Because if you're being terminated, you might not. Well, they could get hired somewhere else because it's a not a hiatus. It's a strain on the cops in the states and the nation anyway, because they're getting fired, terminated for anything. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. With this cops, the cops is always wrong. The public don't respect the cops no more, but they don't want the cops to come save their ass. And cops now is a policy that they don't have to save you; they could come after the fact. So people need to keep that in mind when they run around here talking about defund the police. But anyway, you do not put yourself at risk for the JJ and ruin your career. You ruined your career, your credibility, so now you can't even get a better job or anything in that nature because they're going to want to know why you were terminated from your previous law enforcement position, and now you might be a sexual predator on the job. Pornography, sexting, sexual pictures, explicit pictures, whatever it was with the sedging going on. So now you get, basically I'm labeling you all simps because it looked like she had maybe 7 bodies, 10 bodies. Those four, it was 7 bodies. It's crazy, B. And y'all was in there probably raw speeding. And that's what I said. Half the women run around here actually transmitting STDs because they don't get themselves checked, and they just love giving the box up to anybody. So if you're a man in a plateau with some type of hierarchy over her, she feels like you're empowered, she's going to give you the box. Okay, cool, but do not sleep with the woman in your chain of command, bro. All you dudes are simps. Y'all fell for it. Y'all think y'all was doing something, and she threw everybody under the bus when shit hit the fan, and now she's out of a job too. But guarantee she's going to get a job because she's a female. She just ain't going to work there no more, but she's going to get somewhere else and probably do private security, whatever she's going to do. It's going to be hard for the men to come back because they're labeled as predators on the work in the workplace. So now you can't, she's nothing to look at, bro. That's why I understand the passport bros and how they move out. And I got to do another video on them. Probably do this one Friday morning. Check me out Friday morning on Predicts Ascension Podcast. But the passport bros are moving. See, if I'm getting vagina in the States, I'm good. I can give a JJ in the States. I give a JJ on the outskirts too when I go and travel out. Follow my DR vlog in February when I touch down there. I'm gonna do a vlog, video vlog every day on those pretty women out there. But I don't have an issue with getting women here. I don't mind going to the happy ending spots here. But dating, I don't date. I have one girl. I do not have time for multiple women. I can't do it no more. I just don't have time for it. And that's a lot of money out your pocket. So men act like they can't get vagina. The passport bros, some of them act like they can't get vagina here in the States. They just don't want to deal with the dating 1, 2, 3. Then maybe she want to decide to give you box. Yeah, because it's getting expensive. So why not go overseas and pay for it, or get a decent girlfriend overseas? I guess that's what you call it. But they're all scallywags anyway. They can't be trusted. Worldwide, the women can't be trusted. But if you believe in the passport bros, that's on you. I don't consider myself passport bros. I've been traveling out of the country since 2013, 2012. I've been traveling out of the country when I was a kid. So going to see people in other countries and other continents is nothing new to me. The factor is that Western ideology put women as first-class citizens, so now men are just suffering in general. So it's like, what can you do for me? Western women use, basically, it's prostitution. You got to pay for my Uber. You got to pay for me to eat. You got to get my hair and my nails done just so I could be hanging out with you, and I might give you some box. And you're right, she holds the access to sex. These women in other countries, they come out looking good automatically. They don't look for that. They want the transaction to go down, and maybe you might have a girl that you can date out there. It is what it is. But I ain't trying to fall in love overseas, but that's a different story. But you gotta stop simping, bro. You simp to the point that you lost your career because of this scallywag. You gotta know when to pass up on box. And men act like they never got boxed before. That's what's putting everybody 6 feet. The men put men 6 feet under in the manosphere because they act like they never got no box before. And this is the problem. You gotta understand that these women aren't good for your health, and you need to get one real one that you can trust, and hopefully she reciprocates the energy back towards you. Hey, babe, you need some money? Nah, I'm good, babe. You got it? Oh, I got it. Dinner's on me, this, that, and the third. Shit like that. If that's what you're looking for. But if you just want to be, up in you want to be on a hiatus, not dealing with a relationship at this point, that's the way to do it. But don't lose your career over these scallywags, bro. This Prediction Ascension podcast. Hate me, love me. There's no in between, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit me up on Twitter. Hit me up on Instagram. Prediction_Ascension_TM. Prediction_Ascension on Twitter. PredictionAscension@gmail.com. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm back for the time being. I'm going to keep it real, good, but it's fair use. Fair use. Them guidelines is crazy, but it is what it is, B. Hit me.